from Brighton High School. Good to have you along. This is one of those very important games here for the Panthers as the season of fall is starting to wear down with the changing of the leaves and the weather getting cooler. So is the high school football season with only 2 games left in regular play after tonight for both teams. For Boulder, right now they're sitting in second place, only 1 game behind the leaders. And it's a very important game for them tonight to win this game to stay in pace or on pace for a potential playoff berth. For the Bulldogs, potentially this could be one of those roles of being the spoiler in play tonight, and they have a huge offensive and defensive senior line, which will make a huge difference and could cause a lot of trouble for the smaller Panthers. The Panthers come in tonight at 3-3 overall, but more importantly, they're 3-1 in league play, and that's where it really comes to count as we finish out this season here in the month of October. Brighton comes in at 1-5 and 1-3, and the Panthers really primarily tonight, as far as their offense is concerned, which has been the whole season so far, has been relying on Todd Jones, the running back, who leads the state in total points scored and leads the Flatirons League in rushing. As of late, the Panthers' passing game has picked up at just the right times, and they're actually rated number 2 in the Flatirons League with quarterback Max Baza, which the added dimension could make an effective difference as they get into the playoffs, potentially in the remaining schedule. So you have a college-bound running back in Todd Jones, and primarily the temptation for Coach Robert Simmons is to be more one-dimensional, and why not, because he's been so successful this season, but has brought Max Baja along, causing more defenses to really strategize and really scratch their head and think a little bit more as they play Boulder because of that added dimension in passing. For Brighton, it is really going to be the offensive numbers versus Boulder. They are behind, but they edge out Boulder defensively, and they're led by that huge defensive and offensive line. And really, if you look at the numbers, and we'll do that in a little bit, as far as the size of the two teams, Brighton, that offense and defensive line, really could almost compare to the size of many college teams as far as the strength and size. So for the Bulldogs, really the key here when you have a great running back in Todd Jones is to try to clog up the middle, watch for the sweep, and of course the misdirection as far as Boulder is concerned in the running attack, and force Boulder to go to the air more. You can see Boulder's about ready to enter, and here they come coming into the field. Boulder is in red and of course trimmed in white. The Bulldogs have had a very good campaign over the year in one of those transition years. The key for Boulder tonight to get the victory is to get the ground game going early and then start lacing it, obviously, with the passing game and Max Baza. Sage Provost, who normally starts in the O&D line for Boulder, will be sidelined with a shoulder injury. We heard it might be some kind of a sprain and could be back as soon as next week, but they're protecting him tonight because obviously coming up very soon is not only the final 2 remaining games, but potentially the playoffs. So it will be key now for that offensive line, which obviously Sage does a very good job at protecting the quarterback and opening up holes. It'll be very key for the backup player really to focus on execution because those are some pretty big shoes to fill. You can watch a rebroadcast of tonight's game as much as you would like on radioactive247sports.com. Good to have you along. Tonight's game brought to you by Crepes and Creams in the Westlake Shopping Center. Offers savory and dessert crepes made from scratch to ensure fresh and healthy eating experience. Crepes and Creams also specializes in homemade soups, fresh salads, and home-style ice cream. So for lunch or dinner, it's Crepes and Creams, the tasty, healthy eating experience. For groups, families, and for almost any occasion, they're located at 2146 35th Avenue, Suite C in Westlake. King Super Shopping Center in Greeley, they're open 10 to 7, Monday through Thursday. And then, of course, Friday and Saturday, they're open till 10. If you'd like, and you'd like to take a group and get a group reservation, you can give them a call at 970-888-3157. That's 970-888-3157. Crepes and Creams guarantee your family will love it. You can find them on Facebook. So we're getting set. Hometown Brighton Bulldogs set to receive. Again, keep in mind this will be a much larger Brighton team against a quicker Boulder team. And really it will be what the offensive line, once Boulder gets on to the field, as far as trying to execute and get their scheme done early. Ball going to go out of the end zone, so the ball will be taken on the 20-yard line. Taking a look at some of the numbers here coming into tonight, if you compare Boulder versus Brighton, as far as the scoring averages, Brighton is behind in the numbers. They averaged around 12 points a game to Boulder's 27.5. If you look at the rushing side of the ball game, again, Boulder has the edge by about 50 yards. It's 178 to 123. So it's Brighton sitting on the 20-yard line. Man in motion. Handoff, no surprise, up the middle, nice cut. It's a huge run, big hole. Getting the first down. Ball and will be sitting at the 44-yard line. That was a huge run by Brighton, opening it up. And it's John Lyons with the run and getting the first down. Starting quarterback for Brighton is Jacob Hiller. And we will see if they continue to open big holes. And you can see, as I mentioned, this could be difficult here for the Panthers because of that huge offensive line. Several players up around the 260, 280, up to 300-pound size. Trap up the middle, nice hole, getting the first down, banging his way, fighting for a little extra yardage there. And that's Levi Martin with the run. He's the senior at 5'10 and 160. As I mentioned, this could be a very interesting ball game and a big challenge here for the Panthers tonight. You can see going exclusively to the run early. If you look at some of the passing yards by both teams, Brighton averages 83 yards a game to Boulder's 133. So you'll see more of a ground attack here. First down, handoff up the middle. Smothered, lost about a yard on the play. And the run was John Lyons once again. Lyons loses one. That's 2nd and 11. Just underway, 10:50 left here in the first quarter. There's no score from Brighton High School. 5A football action. Good to have you along. Really, this could be one of the highlight games of the season here for the Bulldogs if they go on to victory here and become potentially a spoiler here for Boulder. Movement on the line. You can see it's going to be offsides on Boulder. Hand caught in the cookie jar. It's Noah Attringer, the defensive tackle. He's 5'10", 230. He's a junior, so 5 yards is marked up. And that brings up 2nd and 6. Keep in mind they were sitting on the 11-yard line. Good crowd here tonight at Brighton High School. Faithful here looking for another victory. So far, 1 victory in the league versus 3 losses. Trap up the middle. Gang tackle. May have gotten a yard. That's going to bring up 3rd. We're going to call it 3rd and 5. So there was a gain of 1 on the play. This will be an interesting call here for Brighton. Pat Sandoval really looking to get this campaign, get something going here as they finish out the season. A lot of seniors, especially on the offensive line here for Brighton. Man in motion for Brighton. That was Sam Kohlberg. Handoff left side. Nice cut, going to get the first down. Rambling forward, nice cut back. Going to get taken down at about the 24-23 yard line. So the Bulldogs in business in their opening drive with 9:21 left here in the first quarter. Ball now sitting on the 25-yard line. If you're the Panthers, you're looking for answers right now because so far the Bulldogs really had their way on that offensive line, opening up nice holes for the running of John Lyons. Keeper by the quarterback, going to ramble forward. We'll see, got stopped short of the first down, but it was a nice gain nonetheless. So basically just following the center and the guard, had a nice gain. That brings up second down. We're going to call it 2nd and 3. So now the ball is sitting on the 18-yard line. You can see the difference. You can see the size of the tackles so far for Brighton. Huge. I mean, a lot of these guys could play college ball here in the future. We'll give you some numbers on that in just a moment. Flags, most likely there's movement on the line. See it that quickly. You'll see the yellow hanky flying. Got to be movement somewhere. Maybe the offense. You can see already starting to move back just a bit. But they do call it against the Panthers, so that should get them the first down. And potentially now in the red zone, the red-clad Bulldogs with an opportunity here to score in their very first drive. This is exactly what you want to do if you're Brighton. You want to come out early, control the clock, try to keep that quick offense that Boulder has. They do score quickly. They can go to the air, obviously Todd Jones. So you're going to try to do the ground game and try to control that clock. Pitch right side, cut back, defense is there. Nice swarming defense, going to be a loss on the play. So Lyons was met very quickly by the defense of Boulder. And now that's 2nd down and 13. And it looks like the ball's sitting on the 15-yard line. So the goal here really for Boulder, not only you want to try to get them on downs, but if you can keep them to 3, that would be a huge victory here for Boulder. Handoff, cut back, Lyons, defense is there. Really no gain on the play, so that's going to quickly bring up 3rd down. Gotta say, kudos to this stadium. This is a beautiful stadium to shoot and call a ball game from. Treated very, very well by the athletic director, so it's a pleasure to be here this evening. As we mentioned, Sage Provost, who is a huge part of this offense and defensive line, is out today. Shoulder strain of some sort. Got it in practice, we found out. Play action. Right side looking. Got a man open in the end zone. And if they call it good, it's a touchdown. So Brady Giacovetta, the quarterback, the senior at 6'1", 185, goes corner. Hits his receiver wide open going corner. And they get the first points. That's Sam Kohlberg, the tight end at 6'4", 240. You heard it correctly. Tight end in high school at 6'4", 240. That is college size easily. So putting 6 on the board, and it's 6:41 left here in the first quarter. Brighton looking for that extra point. Going to be some kind of movement. Flags flying. We'll see if it's called against Boulder. Boulder had one already. And it is Boulder once again. So that's 2 offsides calls against Boulder. It'll be interesting to see what kind of play calling that Robert Simmons is going to do here, because they're going to need to answer back right away. You can see Brighton really is having their way on that offensive line. This is going to be a tough night here for the Panthers. Extra point looks good, and it is good. So as we mentioned, 6:41 left here in the first quarter. It's 7-0. We'll take a timeout. Welcome back to Brighton High School, and just like that, a very well-sustained drive by the Bulldogs, mostly running. And then the final touchdown pass, beautifully executed going corner by Brady Giacovetta, and he went to Sam Kohlberg, and it's now 7-0. The key to that drive was other than one pass play, it was all running, primarily going up the middle, going off left tackle, right tackle, and then going on the sweeps. And then, of course, there was the quarterback keeper that also aided in getting a very costly first down for the Bulldogs. More importantly for the Bulldogs was the way that they controlled the clock. We'll see if that's indicative here the rest of the game. It's going to be short, ball taken on the 15-yard line. Trying to dance his way out and get something out of it for Boulder was Todd Jones. So the senior is going to have his hands full tonight for one reason only, is that you have a big defensive line he's going to be facing. It'll be the key here for the Panthers is really to open those holes up and execute very, very well and very quickly. And, of course, Jones has a very quick first step. So if he can hit that hole quickly, that will make a huge difference against potentially some slower defensive linemen. Baza with play action, looking pass early. Got a man wide open. Nice throw and catch coming down. That was a huge play going to Jacob Fenton. Fenton is a freshman who made the catch. And surprising the Bulldogs, they were looking Todd Jones on the play action, opening it up with a huge pass. And the ball now sitting on the 42-yard line. You can see Coach Simmons now going to the air early, and that tells you a lot about how he has confidence in Baza, and you can see why. Handoff, that's Jones. Jones falls forward for about 3. That's going to bring up second down, and the ball sitting on the 40-yard line. What a great opening quarter here. We've seen some great running here by Brighton, and coming right back and very quickly striking is the Panthers going to the air. Strategy is strategy, strategy. That's what we're seeing here by the Panthers, and so far it's working here for Coach Simmons. Baza looking, got a man open in the flat, nice throw and catch, got a nice opening, going to get the first down and more. They don't call a horse collar. Taken down high was Mickey Thompson, the junior at 5'7", 150. But the stakes are going to be moved, the marker's going to be moved, and it's a first down. So the ball now sitting on we're going to call it the 24-yard line. Boulder very quickly answering back. There's 5:36 left here in the quarter. Keep in mind, just a little over a minute, and they're almost in the red zone. So you can see the difference as far as the strategies are concerned. One team using clock control, grinding it, where Boulder is coming out and passing it, and this is a little bit of a surprise. Max Baza so far having a great game, the junior at 5'8", 185. Sitting in the shotgun. Baza looking, surveying the field. He's going to scramble. There's a flag. That could be a hold. He's going to go right side. Going to get the first down. Nice cutback, but we'll see if it's called back. Another flag flying. Maybe a late hit on Brighton. But you got to be impressed by what we're seeing here with Baza coming out. Good decisions so far, not only as far as the throwing is concerned, but able to take off and go corner and easily getting about 12 yards. But we'll see who the flag is against. Stripe's talking about it. So as we mentioned, passing-wise, Baza really picking it up here in the last, say, 3 weeks, is averaging now 133 yards a game. If he keeps on pace, easily could go 2 to 250 passing here this evening. Total yards, here's the big difference. There is a hold. That is not a surprise against Boulder. The reason why is they were trying to protect their quarterback in Baza, and it looks like it's going to be a personal foul against Brighton. So we'll see how they play this. You can see marking it off against Boulder, but it's a double foul. So what they're going to do is they mark it off against Boulder. Now they're going to take it and mark it back. So we're doing kind of a teeter-totter approach here this evening. So basically it's about the same mark. Interesting way of officiating a ball game. So the ball now sitting on the 26-yard line. And it's first down, and we're going to call it 13. Handoff, actually keeper. Baza loses the handle. We'll see if they call this a live ball. It is blown dead. You could see the fake handoff to Jones. And Baza kept it, but the defense was right there, swarmed, and caused a loss. Another couple of yards on the play. So it's going to bring up second down. We're going to call it second and about 14. The difference, and you can see it already starting to show itself, is the tackles per game. That's where Brighton really shines. They average 73 tackles a game to Boulder's 54, and you can see why. They've got such a big defensive line. Baza looking, going to the air, going to go over the shoulder. Nice throw and catch. We'll see where the mark is going to be short of the first down, but floating one right over the defender's head. Nicely caught. And that was a nice feather touch. And you could see when he released that, there was a defender about to hit Baza. So again, very good concentration by the quarterback here for Boulder. That brings up third down and 3. Ball sitting on the 27-yard line. Critical play here for Boulder. Have not seen Jones run the ball yet this evening. Interesting calls so far. There's Jones. Jones gets easily the first down. Followed his left tackle, and the sticks will move. So Boulder now in very good shape. Plenty of downs to score here. Ball sitting roughly on the 10-yard line with 4:11. And you can see the pace of the offense here much quicker than what we saw with Brighton. Going to the air much sooner has been the Panthers. Probably we'll see a lot more of Jones play action. Got a man open, bobbling, nice catch and concentration. It's going to be close to the first down. We'll see if he had control or not. You could see the defender basically altered the concentration of the receiver, basically was tipping the ball to himself, and the pass is complete, and it is close to the first down, and they do get the first down. So now it's first and goal, and that was a huge play by Boulder. So now it's first and goal, ball sitting on the 5-yard line. Handoff to Jones. Jones follows the blocker. You can see the players calling it a touchdown, and so do the Stripes. So just like that, the opening drive here for Boulder, the Panthers score on the running play by Todd Jones going over the left tackle. But more importantly, beautiful execution of passing by Baza. Some very nice feather touches that we've seen, and some laser passes also. Extra point looks good, plenty of leg, and it is good. So with 3:43 left here in the first quarter, it's all knotted up at 7. We'll take a timeout.
Established in 1979, Rick's Furniture has been providing quality new and used furniture with no pushy salespeople. Customers travel from all over northern Colorado and Wyoming to Rick's Furniture, who offers top-of-the-line service, prices, and a variety of furniture. Call them today at 970-352-5560. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and close on Sundays. 970-352-5560. Rick's Furniture.
Welcome back to Brighton High School, and already this could potentially be a barn burner. We've seen both offenses really having their way. One primarily going to the air, which is a little bit unexpected in Boulder, and the other not to be confused. We expected this more of Brighton using their bread and butter and using that big offensive line, taking over 6 minutes to score. So we're all knotted up at 7. Chris Allen, Warren Ray, John Weeding, and Dean Popejoy bringing it to you from Boulder High School. Good to have you along. And this is one of those nail biters, depending upon how you look at this. If you're Boulder, this is one of those must wins. You have to have this win tonight. High chopper basically taking on the 8-yard line, looking for the hole hammered hard, and they're going to be a penalty flag on the play. We'll see what the call is. Sebastian Sikovic, the senior cornerback at 5'11", 160, taking the hit. But he was hit hard. Stripes are going to mark this off against Boulder, so it's going to be some kind of a block in the back or hold, most likely. So that moves it back to about the 9-yard line. So we'll see if they go back to the same prescription, the red and white clad Bulldogs. Great opening drive. Did not even see a pass, didn't need it. So you see split receivers on the left side. We may see a pass play here. Man in motion, basically out of the wide. There's the handoff. Nice hole, nice spin move. Going to get the first down. Same thing, it's a foot race. And a huge gain, having trouble getting it. It's Todd Jones with the tackle. And a nice run up to about the 36, 37-yard line. I have a feeling we're going to be calling this name a lot. It's John Lyons with a nice run and, more importantly, spinning back and avoiding the tacklers, hitting the hole hard, getting the first down. Clock is moving, 3:21 left here in the first quarter. All knotted up at 7. Brighton High School, the game of the week. Good to have you along. So you can see the decoy pretty much running out of the eye with the split receivers. There's the trap up the middle. Falling forward, defense is there with a nice hit. It's Todd Jones with the tackle. So it's Brandon Christian who ran the ball for Brighton. But how important is Todd Jones to this team? One of the leading runners. He is the leader in the division or the league that they're in. In the state, he's in the top 5. But also in the state, Todd Jones is the leader as far as scoring points. And you can see, obviously, a very good defender as well. Keeper left side, falling forward, getting the first down, was Brady Giacovetta. So Giacovetta, with some running of his own, following his guard, and they get the first down. So now in Panther territory, ball sitting on the 48-yard line. Keep in mind, Giacovetta has an arm. We saw that touchdown pass that he feathered in for the first score. 25-yard touchdown pass. Trap up the middle. And there goes a flag. We're not sure if that's a hold or some kind of a face mask. So initially for Boulder on the tackle, it was Noah Attringer was the last one to get up. So they do call a face mask. So the ball will move. And again, for the Bulldogs, this is exactly what you want to do. Following just what they saw, there's about 2 minutes left here in the quarter. Keep in mind, this is only the second drive for Brighton, meaning the ball control and the execution so far for the Bulldogs is very, very crisp. Hard to believe they're 1-5 at this point. Trap up the middle, defense is there. We're not sure if there's a loose ball. Brighton retains it. So it's quickly going to bring up third down. Now this is very important here for Boulder. If they can stop Brighton here, they still have enough time with the passing of Baza and the running of Todd Jones to potentially put up at least 3 points if they can get good field position. So this is a huge play for the Panthers as far as this series is concerned to try to slow down the momentum of the running game of Brighton. Handoff. Spin move. He's going to get enough for the first down easily. You can see the gang tackle falling forward. Momentum gets the first down. So the hometown faithful, understandably, very happy with what they're seeing here with the Bulldogs this evening. So some very good execution and, more importantly, hitting the holes and making good decisions on the run is John Lyons. You could see him hobbling off. Plenty of room, 39 seconds left here, really taking their time. Seem to be comfortable with not trying to score in a hurry as the Bulldogs. Handoff up the middle. Got about a 5-yard gain. That was Dylan Kroll. Kroll is the sophomore at 5'9", 162. So this is going to pretty much run down. We'll see if there's enough time to get a playoff here before the quarter break. But it's all knotted up at 7 and really probably setting themselves up for position for the second quarter. So you can see the team's already walking off. That's one quarter in the books, and it's all knotted up here at Brighton High School. It's 7 apiece between Boulder and Brighton. We will take a timeout.
Make a statement with customized one-of-a-kind treats to make your next event or party special with My 3 Cupcakes in Centennial. Nina Aguirre creates custom cakes, cookies, cupcakes, and specialty party sweets that will make your mouth water and will match your budget for almost any occasion. Make a statement with customized yummy treats for weddings, parties, graduations, and more. My 3 Cupcakes. Call or email Nina at my3cupcakes@hotmail.com or 303-887-0979 or find her on Facebook.
Welcome back to Brighton High School. Again, if you saw our ad there for My 3 Cupcakes, I guarantee you Nina Aguirre does a great job. Your mouth will water. If you go to her Facebook site, be careful, get yourself a bib, because those yummy treats get me ready to go buy some as quickly as I possibly can. So that's My 3 Cupcakes, Nina Aguirre out of Centennial. You can give her a call at 303-887-0979. So it's Brighton now going into the second quarter. Ball sitting on the 30-yard line. It's all knotted up at 7, but more importantly is the way that Brighton is playing, the fashion in which they're really controlling that offensive line. There's the keeper by Jacovetta going nowhere. Flag on the play. We're not sure if there's going to be some kind of a personal foul here. There it is, and it's going to go against Boulder. That's costly. That'll be the third penalty on Boulder so far this evening. We've seen a couple of illegal procedures, and then the personal foul here, basically. So that's a big mark off. That moves the sticks. That gets the first down, and more importantly, it puts them in the red zone. Critical mistakes here as we enter into the final 3 weeks of play. We're going to talk more about some of the league here. Handoff, nice cutback, hammered, good run. That was Dylan Kroll with the run, going over right tackle. Very impressed with what I'm seeing here with the Bulldogs this evening. Again, I look at this record and I think, how can this be? This is a very good executing team, and more importantly, that offensive line is huge, defensively doing a good job as well. You can see why Boulder has gone to the air. Because of that line, obviously Coach Simmons realizes what he's facing for Todd Jones with such a big defensive line for Brighton. So they've gone to the air. Trap up the middle, nice run, getting extra yards. It's going to be close to the first down. We'll see what the mark is. So look, yep, the stripes indicate it is a first down. So Brighton in business, looking for a second score in the evening in the second quarter with 10:51 left here in the quarter. If you want to compare some of the numbers running-wise and just individual numbers, Todd Jones averages 211 yards a game, and he's only touched the ball a couple of times so far early. Handoff left side, pounding his way down to about the 5-yard line. Nice run. And on the run, it was Dylan Kroll once again. So Kroll with some nice running, and more importantly, the holes there for him to do the running. And it looks like they are going to call a timeout. We'll just keep it right here and talk a little bit more about what's going on individually for both teams. As we mentioned, Todd Jones averages 211 yards rushing. The leading rusher, oddly enough, for Brighton, and this is a surprise to me, is Brady Giacovetta. He's the quarterback. Giacovetta also the leading passer at 83 yards a game. Max Baza doing a great job. You can see the averages coming up, 121 yards passing. As we look down tackles-wise for Brighton, with almost 9 tackles a game is Ian Helwick. For Boulder, it's Cleveland McCarty averaging almost 9 tackles. So you can see the difference in the emphasis in both teams. You have a bigger team that uses really brute strength to try to control a game, and a team in the Panthers that really look for execution and quick hitting, a little bit smaller in size. And you can see a huge difference as far as the offensive lines and setting things up. Second down, 5 yards to go for the score. Man in motion. Keeper, Giacovetta, trying to push his way, bullying his way. It's going to be close. Not officially, and there's the touchdown. So Brighton, in their second series offensively, pushes it over for the score. It's now 13-7. It almost feels like a prize fight, doesn't it? It really does. The whole mano thing going on here at Brighton High School. 2 series, 2 scores, looking for the extra point. It's up, and it's now 14-7. So a nice job here by Brighton. So with 10 minutes left here in the second quarter, we'll take a timeout, 14-7.
Got a sluggish computer that just doesn't want to get out of bed in the morning? Computer Concepts and Security can diagnose, find a solution, and remove those nasty viruses that nag at your computer. Call Rich Harris, who has over 25 years of computer diagnostics, repair, and improve your computer performance while finding solutions to keep your computer safe from viruses and hackers. Call 970-388-3317, 970-388-3317, or find him on Facebook.
Welcome back to Brighton High School. Very impressive drive so far for the Bulldogs. Really earning their way on the ground, workmanlike, and more importantly, that offensive line just really doing a number tonight. Very impressive. Looking at the 5A Flatirons football standings coming into tonight, and you can see why this is so important, more so for Boulder than it is for Brighton. Westminster is leading the league, and they are undefeated all the way around at 4-0 in league, 6-0 overall. Right behind them is Denver East, Boulder, and North Glen at 3-1 in league, and they're all knotted up at 3-3 apiece overall. Ball taken up to the 32-yard line where the Panthers will begin again. Good to have you along on the game of the week. Chris Allen, Warren Ray, Dean Popejoy, and John Weeding bringing it to you from Brighton High School. 5A Flatirons football action. Hard to believe already, after tonight, only 2 weeks left, and guess what? Playoffs begin. So the ball sitting on the 32-yard line, another important series here for Boulder. Last series, it was mostly passing. Here's Todd Jones. There's a flag on the play. Jones reacting, saw the hole was plugged up, punched it outside, made something from nothing. It's going to be a hold against Boulder, so that's going to push it back This is not what you want to see if you're Coach Simmons. You see so far very good execution by Brighton, and we've seen several penalties so far against Boulder. So this is one of those games that could make a season potentially. With Westminster doing so well, as we look at the rest of the league, after North Glen, Boulder, and Denver East all tied, then comes Prairie View, who Boulder beat just a couple of weeks ago, then Far Northeast Warriors, and then Thornton. Loss on the play. You can see the defense really starting to stiffen here for the Bulldogs. That is a huge loss. And now it's second and a chunk. We're going to call it 2nd and 20. So the Panthers, with the flag flying, doesn't help the cause, and then the loss on the play. Passing, there's the handoff to Jones. Jones with a nice run, got a nice break, going to get the first down and more. Going hardcore, it's going to see he's down to the 30, the 20, the 10 before he's pushed out of bounds, and you can see how dangerous Todd Jones is. A huge play because he had the hole, hit it hard, and then it was just afterburners for Todd Jones. Really stepping up the gears there. Wow, that was huge. It's like the Roadrunner taking off. So Boulder not only getting out of a big hole, but now in the red zone and answering back and looking to score again. Baza looking, there's a pass down the middle, nice throw. We'll see if he gets the touchdown. It is close, down to about the half-yard line. Nice pass down the middle, flag on the play though. Going to his wide out, we'll tell you who that is in just a minute. Looked like Mickey Thompson, who was the receiver, but another flag is thrown and Boulder's going to have to step it off on the holding. So some costly errors here by Boulder. We'll see if that hurts the drive. It didn't on the last series. Todd Jones with a huge burst. But when you have Baza connecting to Jones and doing a good job and you get a hold, that hurts a little bit of the momentum. So that brings up 1st down and 10. Baza looking, throw on the run, broken up nicely. Good defensive play by Brighton. That was Sebastian Sikovic breaking that one up, the senior reading that one well. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 22. If you're in Brighton and you're Coach Pat Sandoval, you got to feel very good about where you're sitting here in the second quarter. For the obvious reason is that numbers-wise coming into this game, Boulder really has a huge edge in most departments except for the defense. So you're going to feel very good. Todd Jones going left side, hesitation move, spun around. Got about 5 on the play, but keep in mind, because of the penalty, they were back 22 yards, so they're still about 16 to 17 yards for the first down. $7:53 left here in the second quarter, 14 to 7. It's Brighton on top. This ought to be an interesting call here at 3rd and 18. Baza looking, going to go over the middle, got a man almost open, falling down but no call. It was Scott Slaw, the senior, going down, but they didn't get a call, so that brings up 4th down. So we'll see if they go with the field goal here. And setting up for the field goal is the Panthers. It doesn't look like it's going to make it. It does not. So a very good series here so far for the Bulldogs. They came out and answered defensively. That's what they needed to do if they want to keep control of this ball game. If they want to make matters worse with a 7-point lead, the way that they've been running the ball is to do the same prescription that's working very well. Use that offensive line laced with just a few passes and keep this one going as far as just wearing the clock down. So Brighton with the ball, another opportunity, plenty of time. 7.5 left here till halftime. Ball sitting on the 20-yard line. Handoff left side, nice run. May have gotten a yard or two on the play. So it looks like John Lyons is all better. As we saw earlier, hobbled off the field, but looks pretty healthy right now on that run. Got 2 on the play. That's going to bring up 2nd and 8. So Brighton will continue to do what they do, and that's using the ground game. We'll see if they go play action. There's the power play up the middle. Got a couple of yards. It's going to quickly bring up 3rd down. And an interesting call because now they've got 3rd and 5. Ball sitting roughly on the 25-yard line. I'm a little surprised that we don't see more passing here by Brighton. They have a very good quarterback in Jack Ovetta. Has a good arm, has good decisions. He can run on a play action, so I'm a little surprised we don't see more of that. Handoff right side. Nice cutback. There's the spin move. Flag on the ground once again. Enough for the 1st down. We'll see if that's a hold. It is. This time it's going to go against Brighton. So that's exactly what the Panthers needed, was to get one called their way. Clearly a hold, so it's going to be at least 10 yards, and that's going to hurt the cause here for the Bulldogs. So for the Panthers, this is a huge series here with a little over 5 minutes left to stop the momentum here, to stop the offense, try to get the ball back, and try to get this one evened up before halftime. So as we mentioned, Brighton right behind in the standings, you have Prairie View. Then comes Brighton at 1 and 3, and both far northeast Warriors and Thornton have not won a ball game yet. Handoff right side over the tackle. Nice run. Got some of the lost yardage on the penalty back. Bursting over the right tackle. So that brings up 4th down and 9. Kicking team coming out. Out to punt is Jesse Dent. And back to receive for Boulder is Mickey Thompson and Dana Sullivan. Ball going to be taken by Sullivan right at the 50-yard line. Right side got hammered. You can hear the hit from here. Sandwich time, pops right up. So now the Panthers with a very good opportunity. Plenty of time to answer here. This is exactly what they needed, was to answer defensively. And the penalties also helped the cause. Panthers have had more of a rash of penalties called against them, more than they care to want to see ever. So now let's see if they can take advantage of the mistakes of Brighton. We've mentioned this so many times in different webcasts. Really, any sporting event is managing your mistakes. Short memory. Handoff Jones. Jones going to go left side, bouncing out, looking for the hole, cuts back. Got 4 to 5 on the play before he ducks in and gets tackled. Good strategy to start going to Jones here and pounding the ball and set one up. So that's going to bring up 2nd down. Officially, he got 4 in the play, so it's going to be 2nd and 6. You can see Jones, being the senior, we've heard a lot of colleges are looking at Todd Jones right now, and you can see why. His value not only from the standpoint of running, but also defensively. Very good instincts. We saw that burst of speed in the big 50-yard run earlier. There's Jones cutting back. You can see weaving his way close to the first down. Very balanced running. You could see he kept his head up as he ran, surveying the field. He did get the first down. So this is critical right now for Boulder. Plenty of time, half a game literally left, but you want to answer back to a team that has been very effective on the ground. More importantly, what Brighton has done is control the clock. Clock is quickly evaporating down to almost 4 minutes here in the half. Basel looking, here comes the pressure. They're going to take him down. That was a huge tackle and defensive play by the Bulldogs, and that was Cameron Morlock. So nice lasso, and check that. It's actually Drew Pettit, the defensive tackle, the senior at 6'2", 265. Huge play. When you have somebody that large who beats the offensive line with that quick move, you got to be happy. If you look at some of the numbers, and I'm saying size-wise, I'm going to give you some sizes of some of these linemen here in just a moment. Hand off to Jones. Jones dancing his way, got some of that loss back. Looked like he had about 7 on the play. But that huge defensive play catching Baza, and you could see the speed coming in of the defensive tackle. Caught him off guard. Basically, by the time he looked up, the tackler was there, causing the big loss. So that brings up 3rd down and 15. Pass by Baza, trying to force one in, trying to hit his receiver to Scott Slough. Incomplete, and that brings up 4th down. So really, if you're Coach Simmons, you really don't have much of a choice here. Probably out of the range of your place kicker. We'll just see where they're going with this. It looks like they're going to try to go on 4th down and 15. 2:37 left till halftime. They are going to go for it. Basically sitting in a pistol. In motion, so now it's pretty much shotgun, high snap. Oh, there is going to be a kick. Going to be a short kick. We'll see if they can down it before it goes into the end zone. There's the tap back. It is a touchback, trying to do their best to get it back, but just the momentum of the second team just could not stop it, or special teams. So with 2:29 left here in the second quarter, as we march towards halftime, it's 14-7. We'll keep it right here. Recent game scores in the league: North Glen beating Thornton by 2 points, 29-27. Westminster beating Prairie View 14-6. Denver East over Boulder, very close ball game last week, 33-28. And Brighton beating Far West 41-27. And that was their first victory of the season. So flag flies. This time it's going to go against Brighton. Will help the Panthers' cause. Keep in mind, they're only down by 7 points. And you can see the way the Panthers can move the ball so quickly with passing. But where the snag has been for Baza, he's tried to force in the last 3 passes, and each time got it knocked down, almost intercepted. Keeper, Jacovetta, fighting off tackles, arm tackles. Got about 3 on the play. So that will bring up 2nd down. We're going to call it 14. So Cole Peterson credited with the run. Brighton will be very content just to run this clock down. Keep the Panthers from any kind of scoring opportunity. Left side. Tackles are there. There's another flag flying. A lot of penalties in this game so far. John Lyons, the running back. Could be another hold. It is. So several holding calls against Brighton, and you can see maybe an indication, since we've not called Brighton before, why they've not done so well. The penalty bug is not their friend and is starting to show its ugly head here this evening. Panthers already have had a number of calls, more than we've seen in the past. Minute and a half left. Third down, 14 yards. Ball sitting on the 16, hand off. Going to bring up fourth down. So the Panthers do their job. They stop Brighton from adding any more damage. Minute 15, really potentially this could be, depending upon where the kick goes in the run back, because you have Todd Jones that does receive from time to time on punts. This could be interesting. You can see that Jones has the ability to break it. Dana Sullivan, that we saw, also has a lot of speed, that receives the ball and runs them back. So this could be a very interesting series with plenty of time here. The ball located on the 17-yard line. So if you get any kind of block and any kind of setup for the wall for the return, could easily score for Boulder. So it is Sullivan back to receive in Mickey Thompson. High snap. Going to be a short kick. It's going to be Sullivan waving it off. He's going to take it, and fair catches it at the 40-yard line of the Bulldogs. Good to have you along on the Game of the Week. Chris Allen, Warren Ray, John Weeding, and Dean Popejoy bringing it to you from Brighton High School. Good to have you along. Game of the Week Thursday night. We're looking at potentially doing another game tomorrow night. Watch our Facebook, watch our website to see if we do pull that game off. We're still trying to get final permission and get our setups there, but potentially we could be calling another huge game with Roosevelt tomorrow night. Ball in the 40, Baza looking. Here comes the rush. Man open in the flat, goes to Jones. Jones goes left side, flag on the play. Could be a hold. A lot of pressure being put on Baza. One of the linemen racing in, and that was Donovan Scully. So the holding call bites the Panthers once again. Not a pretty picture. So that's going to get pushed back, and any kind of momentum is not necessarily nullified, but it just makes it a lot more challenging when you have first down and 21 yards to get the first down. And now you're not in Bulldog territory anymore. You're now sitting on the 48-yard line in your own backyard. In the shotgun, Baza looking. Here comes a rush, slammed. Flag on the play. Nice tackle. Ian Helwick coming in from his defensive end at 6'2", 205, only a sophomore. Basically mowed down the quarterback. Penalty is declined against the Panthers. Brighton very content on the defensive play, and another loss on the play now. The ball is sitting on the 39-yard line. A huge play by the Bulldogs. So Baza just not getting enough time to make any decisions the last two times he's been sacked. As soon as he gets the ball, it's 1.5 seconds, and the defense is there. Throwing the flat, going to Jones. Jones drops it. Was ready to make his cut. knew and could feel Zach Sauer, the linebacker, right on his heels, so he was already starting to make his move, drop the ball. So that brings up third down. So with 29 seconds left, really, this is just going to be finishing this one out and regrouping for the Panthers. In summary, it has been the penalty flag that has really hurt the Panthers in any kind of movement. Their first series was excellent. They were coming out firing the ball with Baza, but a good adjustment defensively by the Bulldogs so far. Throwing on his weak side, nice throw and catch. Gained about 8 on the play, but not enough. It's going to bring up fourth down. Nonetheless, it was a very good throw and catch, and really I like the mobility that we saw in Baza to get away from the rush. Really, that's what they're going to have to do, is either go weak side or right side or go play action to throw off the defense. The defense so far has had a very good rush and pressure being put on Baza so far this evening. Kicker is out. Brighton is happy to come away with a punt. Just going to let that one bounce. It's going to take a Panther bounce. And the ball will be down roughly at about the 6-7 yard line with 8 seconds left here till halftime. So really the key for the Panthers, we can summarize this very easily, is avoid the yellow hanky, avoid the holding, because we've seen a lot of holding calls trying to protect Baza, and you can see why. The big defensive line, also the linebackers shooting in, shooting the gaps and tackling Baza. And really, other than a couple of big runs by Jones, which were huge, we've not seen a lot of touches by Todd Jones this evening. The numbers will fool you as far as what he has because of the big run at 60 yards. So they're content, they down it, and that's going to do it for 2 in the books. So as we enter towards halftime, it's 14-7, Bulldogs on top. We'll take a timeout.
Established in 1979, Rick's Furniture has been providing quality new and used furniture with no pushy salespeople. Customers travel from all over northern Colorado and Wyoming to Rick's Furniture, who offers top-of-the-line service, prices, and a variety of furniture. Call them today at 970-352-5560. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and close on Sundays. 970-352-5560. Rick's Furniture.
Make a statement with customized one-of-a-kind treats to make your next event or party special with My 3 Cupcakes in Centennial. Nina Aguirre creates custom cakes, cookies, cupcakes, and specialty party sweets that will make your mouth water and will match your budget for almost any occasion. Make a statement with customized yummy treats for weddings, parties, graduations, and more. My 3 Cupcakes. Call or email Nina at my3cupcakes@hotmail.com or 303-887-0979, or find her on Facebook.
Got a sluggish computer that just doesn't want to get out of bed in the morning? Computer Concepts and Security can diagnose, find a solution, and remove those nasty viruses that nag at your computer. Call Rich Harris, who has over 25 years of computer diagnostic, repair, and improve your computer performance while finding solutions to keep your computer safe from viruses and hackers. Call 970-388-3317, 970-388-3317, or find him on Facebook. Established in 19... Rick's Furniture has been providing quality new and used furniture with no pushy salespeople. Customers travel from all over northern Colorado and Wyoming to Rick's Furniture, who offers top-of-the-line service, prices, and a variety of furniture. Call them today at 970-352-5560. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and close on Sundays. 970-352-5560. Rick's Furniture.
Make a statement with customized one-of-a-kind treats to make your next event or party special with My 3 Cupcakes in Centennial. Nina Aguirre creates custom cakes.
Welcome back to Brighton High School. It has been the Bulldogs. It has been the offensive line of the Bulldogs. And very, very good play calling and running. We even saw some nice passing by Brady Jacovetta going corner to get the first touchdown. Then it was just some very good play calling going left side, right side, up the middle. Really just kind of throwing the kitchen sink as far as the running is concerned for the Bulldogs. The other story has been the pressure that the Bulldogs have put on defensively for against the Boulder Panthers. The Bulldogs also have had a number, both teams really, you think about it, have had a number of penalties called against them, but really it has been the Panthers that have had more yellow flags that have really kind of hurt the cause and slowed down potentially scoring scores. So really the key, if you're Coach Robert Simmons, is to really get the execution, get the focus back here for the Bulldogs. Very important that the Bulldogs, or actually the Panthers, come back out, look to go past, but we've not seen, other than a few big runs by Todd Jones, really we've not seen a whole lot of very good execution other than that first scoring drive. So a lot of holding calls. We saw a lot of movement on the line for the Panthers, which is really unusual for this team. Potentially they may be looking a little bit ahead because of who they have to face. And we'll talk more about that in just a moment. But keep in mind, Westminster is really going to be the tough one to try to beat. They're 4-0 and 6-0. As we gave you some scores earlier about North Glen and Thornton, we're going to talk about some of the upcoming games, which will really be important games this weekend. Prairie View will be taking on North Glen. That's tomorrow night. Thornton will be going against Denver East, and then it's Westminster trying to keep that pad going against the far northeast Warriors. That's also tomorrow night. If we look at some of the league stats, and you can see why the teams are doing as well as they are, and then some surprises as well. This is really interesting. If you look at Denver East, who's tied with Boulder and North Glen, the leader in passing yards comes from Denver East, and that's in Darren Harrell. Darren has 790 yards. Right behind him, no surprise there, Max Baza from Boulder with 731 yards. Keep in mind, we still have a couple of, not only the rest of this game, but a couple of more games before the season is out. And you could see those 2 to 3 quarterbacks, we're going to mention a few more here, who could have 1,000-yard passing seasons before the regular season is up. For Thornton, in third in the league passing, it's Zane Zuniga with 644 yards. Keyshawn Brown from far northeast with 605 yards passing. And then for the Bulldogs, it is Brady Jacovetta with 498. I have to say, so far, looking at this senior quarterback in Jacovetta, he is a very good quarterback. He has the ability to throw well. He makes good decisions. He also runs very well. No surprises here on the rushing side. Leading the league is Todd Jones with 1,056 yards for Boulder. That's just for this league. We're going to talk about the state in just a moment. Coming in second from Westminster with 803 yards is Dylan Pace. Then it's Benjamin Miraz from Prairie View, who we saw just a couple of weeks ago at 628 yards rushing. Alika Kiola from Thornton with 599 yards. And then it's Brandon Dickerson from Westminster with 514 yards. On the receiving side, it's Hassani Moore from Denver East with 418 yards. Jake LaRue from Boulder with 380 yards. Jack Moran from Denver East, 344. Chris Rojo from Thornton with 305 yards receiving. And James Jones from Thornton also with 243 yards. So keep in mind, you can see why some of the leaders do what they do, but oddly enough, if you look at some of these numbers, as far as passing and rushing, other than Dylan Pace, you don't hear a whole lot of Westminster, which is really surprising. On total points, no surprise here. This is not only for this league, but for the 5A state. Todd Jones is leading for Boulder at 108 points scoring. Brandon Dickerson from Westminster with 98 points scoring. And here's where we start to see more of Westminster. Dylan Pace with 62 total points scored. From Denver East, it's Hassani Moore at 54. And from Prairie View, it's Benjamin Mraz. We're going to come back with some more numbers here for you. We're going to take a little break here. This is Radioactive 24/7 Sports. Good to have you along. The game of the week right now. It is 14-7. We have 8:31 left. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Brighton High School, entering into the third quarter, and so far it has been a very effective running game that we've seen here by the Bulldogs. If you're a Panthers fan, you got to be a little bit frustrated because some of your players that normally are here are on the sideline watching and very itchy and anxious to play this. It's Todd Jones with the ball. Nice cutback, and to go left side. This is exactly what the Panthers need to open it up. Takes it close to midfield. They will start here in the second quarter. It's 14-7, and really what we saw here in the first half was very good execution that we saw from Brighton, really controlling the ground game, and a lot of that was due to the great offensive line that we see by the Bulldogs here this evening. For the Panthers, we saw some moments of brilliance, especially when they opened up on the first drive with some very nice passing by Baza coming through, and then, of course, the touch pass to get the touchdown. So it's the Panthers with the ball, an opportunity here. There's the handoff to Jones. No surprise, they're going to go back to their bread and butter. Why not? Goes off tackle, gets 4 yards in the play. That's going to bring up second down and 6. Chris Allen, John Weeding, Warren Ray, Dean Popejoy bringing it to you from Brighton High School. Good to have you along. 5A football action. Very important game here for the Boulder Panthers. Handoff, Jones. Nice cut back. Gets wrestled down. About 1.5 yards short of the first down. That's going to bring up third down and about 2. But really the enemy that we saw for the Panthers wasn't so much everything else as far as the defense is concerned, but really it was the penalty flags that really hurt the Panthers here so far in the first half. So getting the first down, very important play for the Panthers, and just what they needed to keep this drive alive. Very important that they come out and score here. This is not panic time. This is a very good, disciplined team that Robert Simmons has. They are 3-1. The key here is trying to stay pace with Westminster and stay ahead of other teams like Denver East and North Glen. So it's first down, play action, pass in the flat, nice. Going to get the first down, rambling forward, falling and finally tackled. That was John Tadlock for Boulder on the reception. And you could see going to Todd Jones early, getting some good runs, then going to the play action that suckered in the defense of Brighton, which allowed that play to be completed on the pass play in the flat. So that brings up another first down. Ball quickly now on the 23-yard line. You can see how quickly Boulder can strike. Hand off to Jones. Jones runs into his own player, but bounces off. Nice reaction by Jones. Close to the first down. Looked like he had 9 on the play. It looked like it was going to be a busted play, but you could see Jones not giving up. The willpower and the will and keeping those legs churning got him 9 yards on the play. So it's 2nd and 1, ball sitting on the 14-yard line. This will really open up the passing game by going to Jones early. You go back to the play action. Don't forget, Baza can run too. Looking, going to go corner. Nice pass down in the flat. In and out of the hands. And it should have been received and just out of the hands of Mickey Thompson. Thompson would love to have that one back, but a flag flew. We'll see if there's a hold there. If it is, the rash continues. The nightmares potentially continue here for Boulder. It looks like it does go against Boulder. This is not what they needed with a good series. Now, it's a double penalty. So it offsets, actually a double call against Brighton. They call it unsportsmanlike conduct by Brighton, which was the second penalty. So we'll see how they move this and play this. It looks like it's just going to stay where it is. So it looks like you can see a discussion going on the field between both coach and referee, the Stripes. So very interesting here as far as this opening for Boulder. This is what you need, is to have a penalty called against Brighton to keep them where they're at in the neighborhood or in the real estate market. You've had some very good setup plays here with Todd Jones, then some nice passing. Unfortunately, a drop ball by Mickey Thompson. But nothing to worry here for Boulder, only down by 7. It looks like they will mark off on the second penalty against Brighton. So that's going to move it up to the 10-yard line, which is exactly what the Panthers need here. You can watch a rebroadcast, by the way, as much as you'd like of this game. Just go to radioactive247sports.com. We will archive this later on this evening. You can go back and watch it and enjoy it as much as you'd like, free from us. So with 9:18 left here in the third quarter, Boulder coming out doing what they needed to do, setting up with that man right there, Todd Jones, falling forward. Nice run. We'll see where the ball mark is. Getting close to the touchdown. And they could even this up very, very quickly. And a lot of this due to very good running by Todd Jones. Setting up the pass by Baza. Setting up the play action by Baza. Would not be surprised if we saw Baza go right side on a play action also. Hand off to Jones. Jones going to cut back up the middle, trying to squeak his way in. Loose ball. Brighton signaling they have it. We'll see what the Stripes say. Nothing official here. It looks like Jones did get the ball. So, yeah, it is going to be Panther ball. Anxious moments here for Panther fans. You can see very aggressive defense by that big defensive line here tonight. Maybe not used to being hit as hard as Todd Jones by players 260 and players over 300 pounds coming full force at you. Just a little over 8 minutes. No surprise, Jones pounding his way in, gets the touchdown. So a huge series for the Panthers, just what the doctor ordered. And the Panthers right back in business, down by 1, looking for an extra point. Lining up for the extra point are the Panthers. Plenty of time to go ahead. We're just in the third quarter. Extra point, plenty of leg, and it's good. So with 7:57 left here, we're going to keep it right here. It's 14 apiece. Brighton and Boulder in a lock. We want to talk more about what's going on in the league and how it's going to play as we go down. We'll talk about some of the state numbers as well. Tackles-wise, this is the surprise, and no surprise. Leading the league is Boulder's Cleveland McCarty with 53 tackles. Then for Westminster, no surprise, it's Tristan Gyron with 51. And then the next three, it's all Brighton. It's Ian Helwick with 51. It's Brandon Crespin with 46 and Drew Pettit with 45. That is not a surprise, and you can see why they do so well on the tackle side, averaging almost 75 tackles a game. Sacks-wise, Westminster leading with Jeff Crasor with 6 tackles. For Brighton, no surprise, we've seen it tonight. Ian Helwick add 1 more. He had 6 coming in tonight. He's got 7. Bouncer going to be bobbled, taken at the 2-yard line. Swarming special teams and the tackle, trying to dance his way out of it was John Lyons, but the defense was there. So Boulder answering right back in the first series, led by Todd Jones, and that's what you need to do, is to settle this team down. And when you have more running plays, less penalty flags, less opportunities for holds. They were trying to set up clearly the quarterback in Baza in the first half. And Baza had to try to force some in, and the good defensive secondary knocking balls down for Brighton. Nice run up the middle, going to get the first down, powering his way. We'll get you a number here in just a moment. And you can see very clearly on the run for Brighton, that was Levi Martin, the senior at 5'10 and 160. Also plays middle linebacker besides running tonight. So Brighton going back to what they did very well in the first half, which is run the ball. Pound the ball. Go with your power. Handoff. Quickly met. Good defensive slam. 3 Panthers in on the play. That was huge, and just what the Panthers needed to do was to start to beat the offensive line of Brighton. So that'll bring a loss in the play, loss of 1. That brings up 2nd down and 12. Chris Allen, Warren Ray, John Weeding, Dean Popejoy bringing it to you. Brighton High School 5A football action. All locked up at 14 apiece. Pitch left side, cut back, spin. Got a couple on the play was John Lyons, but not enough to even get close to the first down. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. Important call here for the Bulldogs. More importantly, for the Panthers in regards to if they can get the ball back with good field location, they can go in for a quick score and take the lead. It has been all Brighton so far in this ball game. Handoff, left side. Bullying his way, gang tackle. Not going to be enough for the first down. So it's going to bring up 4th down, got 4 on the play. And so there the kicker is coming out here for Brighton. Kicking for Brighton this evening is Jesse Dent, has had to punt a couple away already. Back to receive is both Sullivan and Thompson. End over end kick. We'll see it goes out of bounds. We'll see what the mark officially is. This is going to be actually pretty good real estate here for the Panthers with 5:20 left here in the 3rd quarter. All knotted up, and this is a game maybe we didn't quite expect it. We expected to see more offensive firepower here from Boulder, but no surprise here from Brighton as far as utilizing their power. Using the strategy, using the clock, using the ground game to keep the offense off of Boulder. Handoff, Jones. Jones cuts back, rambles forward, got about 3.5, maybe 4 on the play. That's going to bring up 2nd down. Really got to love what you see with Todd Jones, how smooth he hits that hole and how quickly he does. Has to be a lot of different colleges licking their chops trying to get this guy to go over. We heard rumors of Oregon interested in Todd Jones. We don't know the skinny as far as who's approaching him, but we do know colleges have been approaching him. 2nd and 5. Ball sitting on the 45-yard line. Hand off to Jones. Jones going right side. Nice cut back. Going to get the first down and more. Jones rambles. 12 on the play. Easily getting the first down. Now in Bulldog territory, sitting on the 41-yard line. How simple is it for them when they go off tackle and offside to get that first down? The nice thing is that that really sets up the pass by Baza. They can go play action as we saw earlier. Keep in mind, Baza can tug it himself and run as well. Hand off to Jones, going to go left side, cuts. Still on his feet, gets the first down. You could see the defender racing in, just missing Jones, but he's not an easy tackle anyways because of the way that he runs going side to side. Very hard to get him down. A yard short of the first down before going out of bounds. Clock stops with 4:18 left here in the 3rd quarter. 14 apiece, and threatening once again is Boulder. Boulder in the white jerseys, purple pants, gold trim and helmets. Play action. We expected that. Throw in the flat. Nice throw and catch. Same play we saw earlier. Rambling forward, getting the first down. Nice play. We saw that going to John Tadlock. They repeated it. Gets the first down. So Boulder really mixing it up well here, which we did not see in the first half. They rarely went to Todd Jones. He had a few plays, and when he did, he burst for big yardage. But now, play calling a lot different by Robert Simmons. Much more successful. Hand off to Jones. He's dancing, gets pulled from behind. May have gotten a yard on the play. It's going to bring up maybe 2nd and 9. We'll see. Clock is slowly evaporating. 3:41, they do call no gain on the play. But I like the way that the Panthers have answered back. They came out aggressive in the first series, got business done, scored quickly, and now looking to score again before the end of the third quarter. Utilizing that clock. Hard count, handoff to Jones. Jones runs into some Bulldogs. Gang tackle. Sometimes that's what you need to do to try to get Jones down, even if you have a big defensive line and good linebackers. Gained at 2, so that brings up 3rd and 8. So this is that time of the game where execution really starts to come into play. We did not see a whole lot of it early in the ball game by Boulder, but really picking up the pace here and pretty much mistake-free here in the second half. There's the pass on the outside. Nice throw and catch, going to go in for the touchdown. A huge play, and here's the reason why that was huge. It was a quick out pattern to the right side. The Bulldogs tried to make a play. That was one of those kamikaze plays where you either intercept it and go for a touchdown yourself, or if you miss it, it's basically egg on your face, and that's exactly what happened on that laser pass going to Mickey Thompson. So just like that, it's 20-14. Panthers on top. Extra point is good. So with 2:32 left here in the quarter, we're going to take a break. It is 21-14, and it's the Panthers on top.
Cakes, cookies, cupcakes, and specialty party sweets that will make your mouth water and will match your budget for almost any occasion. Make a statement with customized yummy treats for weddings, parties, graduations, and more. My 3 Cupcakes. Call or email Nina at my3cupcakes@hotmail.com or 303-887-0979 or find her on Facebook.
Got a sluggish computer that...
Welcome back to Brighton High School. Boulder doing exactly what the doctor ordered. They came out and scored very quickly, but also at the same time using the clock very efficiently. Good running by Todd Jones in both series. Good passing by Max Baza. Good receiving by Mickey Thompson. And now it's a 21-14 lead. Keep in mind, they just put 14 on the board in one quarter. Ball taken on the 5-yard line. Hole there, falling forward, good effort, taking it up to the 29-yard line where Brighton will begin again. Good to have you along in the game of the week. Chris Allen, Dean Popejoy, Warren Ray, John Weeding bringing it to you. Brighton High School, 5A football action. 21-14, Panthers now with the 7-point edge. 2:24 left here in the third quarter. Did I throw enough numbers at you? More importantly, we'll see what the Bulldogs do to try to wear this clock out and even this up. Pitch, right side. Gained 2 on the play was John Lyons. That's going to bring up 2nd down. If you are Sage Provost, you got to be licking your chops, wishing you were in there. How big is Sage Provost on that offensive line? And we saw earlier when they played Prairie View how important he was on the defensive side. Dive up the middle. Maybe a yard and a half, 2 yards. It's going to bring up third down. So Gustafson credited with the tackle for Boulder. So it's 3rd and 5. Minute and 26 seconds left here in the third quarter. This has been Boulder answering back. It's the revenge of the Panthers, basically. Man in motion, play action. Being chased. There's the throw in the flat. Defense is there. Nice coverage. Going to prevent potentially the first down. Dylan Kroll with the reception, but lassoed down quickly. That was a huge defensive play by Boulder. So it brings up 4th down. Clock is running as we head towards the end of the quarter. So most likely the Bulldogs, they might go for this, but field location maybe not a good idea, but they're being, again, with the offensive line and so far the execution, it's 4th and 2. Ball sitting on the 36-yard line. Gutsy call here, may try to draw him off with a hard count. Timeout by Boulder. We're just going to keep it right here. You could see the strategy there was to try to draw them off. Brady Giacovetta going hard count, but Boulder very disciplined and not buying it. So most likely when they come out of the timeout, we'll have to punt. Good idea, just didn't work. So as we mentioned, with the fall season and changing, you can feel the weather. This is clearly becoming more football-like weather, thank goodness. We've not seen any snow yet, but, you know, we got plenty of time, right, with about 2 to 3 weeks left here in the season. But this is the time, if you're a team like Boulder, you want to make darn sure that you stay pace while you're in good weather. Sometimes it gets a lot harder as you go down and you start having to play in sloppy fields. So another flag flies. It's going to go against Brighton, so this is going to hurt their cause. Backs it up 5. Sullivan gets moved up along with Mickey Thompson. 5 yards, gives him a little more room. The key here is you're looking to get more field position off this. If they can get any kind of run back and set themselves up for the fourth quarter, could get a nice pad. End over end kick, to go out of bounds, roughly at the 38-yard line. Clock has still in the stop position, 17 seconds left. Plenty of time here to get a good play and maybe get a little better field position before having to change the ends here for Boulder. But if you're Robert Simmons, you got to be very happy with what you've seen here in the second half with the execution. The flags have been flying pretty much against Brighton, but none against Boulder here in the second half. How important is that to cut down on the mistakes and allow your team to keep moving the ball up and down the field? And that's exactly what Boulder has done. A lot of that due to the play calling and getting the running back obviously back into the play. Long count, handoff, Jones. Jones trying, he breaks the tackle. Amazing how he dances as he goes out. Pulls back, literally. You think he's going to lose a yard. He pulls back, runs sideways again, and then gets that extra yard. Literally, if he had been hammered on the first tackle, it would have been a loss in the play. So gained technically a couple of yards, because if he had lost it, it would have been at least a 2 or 3 yard loss. So that brings up 2nd and 9, but saving a 2-yard loss. Handoff to Jones, breaking the tackles. He's going to get the first down and more. Rambles down to about the 29, 30-yard line, and that will do it here after 3. It's 21-14, Boulder on top. We'll take a timeout.
Got a sluggish computer that just doesn't want to get out of bed in the morning? Computer Concepts and Security can diagnose, find a solution, and remove those nasty viruses that nag at your computer. Call Rich Harris, who has over 25 years of computer diagnostic repair, and improve your computer performance while finding solutions to keep your computer safe from viruses and hackers. Call 970-388-3317, 970-388-3317, or find him on Facebook. Established in 1979, Rick's Furniture has been providing quality new and used furniture with no pushy salespeople. Customers travel from all over northern Colorado and Wyoming to Rick's Furniture, who offers top-of-the-line service, prices, and a variety of furniture. Call them today at 970-352-5560. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and close on Sundays. 970-352-5560. Rick's Furniture.
Welcome back to Brighton High School as they are congregating at the 30-yard line to get ready as we enter into the fourth quarter. Boulder now with an opportunity and a golden one here to get a nice pad, hand off, burst up the middle, nice run, taking it at least a 10-yard gain. That was not Todd Jones. We'll get you that look like Patrick Fletcher, the sophomore, rambling forward, getting the first down. Nice burst by Fletcher. Really hit the hole hard. But it was pretty much all third quarter with Todd Jones sprinkled with some nice passing by Baza, getting 14 points on the board and going from being down by 7 and now up by 7 and threatening again here with the ball sitting on the 20-yard line. Man in motion. Handoff. Fletcher again. Rambling forward to the 15-yard line. Couple of good runs by Fletcher. Getting the first down on the first run and 5 on the second. Keeps this drive alive, and Boulder is now in the red zone and threatening once again. Chris Allen, Warren Ray, John Weeding, Dean Popejoy bringing it to you. Brighton High School 5A football action. Important game here for Boulder primarily. For Brighton, this is one of those games to build off of. But Boulder now with the upper hand with 10:56 left here in the ball game and a 7-point lead. Play action, Baza got a man open and just misses the pass. So that'll bring up third down and 5. We're going to take a look at some of the state standings here in just a moment. Give you an idea how important this game really is. A lot of surprises, but really no surprises as far as the state in the 5A conference. But Boulder very much in the thick of the hunt. So it's third down, ball sitting on the 15-yard line. Fletcher in the backfield. Play action, going to go pass. There's the turnaround, almost picked off. Pass was definitely errant, off the mark, trying to go to Sullivan. And that would have been 6 if Brighton had picked that off. Would have had a wide open field. It would have been a foot race basically, and really having to do the catching would have been, or lassoing if you will, for a Boulder. It would have had to have been Baza, the quarterback himself, to try to run one down. So you're going to go for a field goal here. Lining it up for Boulder is Ismail Bachta. Plenty of leg. We'll see if it's no good. It looks like it's going to be wide. It is. So a good stand by the Bulldogs, and leaving the Bulldogs an opportunity here with 10:43 left in the ball game, only down by 7. Keep in mind, we've seen a very effective running game. Up until recently, there's been a rash by the Bulldogs as far as the yellow hanky disease. In other words, the penalties. So if they can start to execute once again and get what we saw in the first half going, this could be a very interesting ball game. They're only down by 7. Powering it up the middle. Boulder with the swarming defense, only allowing a couple on the play. Good play. That'll bring up second, and we'll give you officially, it looks like 2nd and 8. You can see the linebackers shooting the gaps coming in to help, as well as the cornerback coming in to help make the play. That was a huge play. That was Liam Fonham coming in and helping assist on the tackle for Boulder. Handoff. Nice cutback. Defense is there, holding him to another 1 to 2 yards. Very nice play. Sullivan in on the play, also along with Cleveland McCarty. Outside linebacker doing his job. So that brings up 3rd down. That swarming defense really starting to pick it up here for Boulder. And more importantly is the reaction that we're seeing now with Boulder. They have made the adjustment on the running game. They're starting to shoot the gaps nicely. When the offensive line does a good job on the defensive line, it's the secondary that's come in and assisted on the tackles. On the keeper, trying to push forward. It's going to be close for the 1st down. Jacovetta, we'll see how close he got. They're going to look at this closely. The sticks do move. They give him the 1st down, so nice effort by Brady Jacovetta to keep this drive alive. 9:24 left. Could this be an overtime ball game? We'll see. Ball sitting on the 31-yard line. 1st down for Brighton. Bulldogs starting to get some momentum here. Jacovetta looking. Touch pass. Got a man wide open. Throw and catch. Pulled down from behind. Lassoed, but more importantly, was a huge game by Jacovetta connecting with Ryan Bowen. Wow. So the ball now sitting on the 18-19 yard line. One pass. And you could see the afterburners of Bowen beating the defender. Had a couple of steps and a very nicely thrown ball by Jacovetta to place it right in there. And now Brighton in action. Handoff, power play up the middle, quickly met. This is huge now for Boulder to try to slow this one down. As we've seen with Jacovetta, again, very surprised that they don't go more to the pass play. That was a nice feathered pass, lifted right in there. Couldn't throw it any better. Clock is moving, 8:14 left in the ball game. Brighton is threatening, ball sitting on the 15-yard line. Dive up the, actually keeper by Jacovetta. Play action, got a few yards on the play. We'll see where the mark is. You can see it's almost the same style and fashion of both teams coming out and running and then going play action and throwing passes that are getting completed and fooling each other as far as defenses are concerned. Jacovetta with a nice pass play. 3rd down, 1 to go. Ball sitting on the 9-yard line. Threatening is the Bulldogs. Handoff left side. Breaking a tackle, going to take it in. Looks like it's close to, and gets the touchdown. Another huge play. John Lyons breaking an arm tackle. And guess what? It's now 21-20. And the Bulldogs looking to tie it up with the extra point. Really, you think about what has just transpired. Boulder was doing a very good job controlling the running game of Brighton. So Brighton adjusted with Jacovetta, gets the pass, gets a nice run, and now guess what? It's all knotted up at 21. So with 7:13 left, it's knotted up at 21. We'll just keep it right here and start giving you an idea of what's to come as far as the rest of the league and the state is concerned. leading the way, and there is a log jam in first place, technically. What breaks it down is the overall record, but undefeated will go that way. The top 4 in the state for 5A is Columbine at 4-0, 6-0, Cherry Creek 2-0, 6-0, Westminster 4-0, 6-0, and then Arapahoe at 3-0 and 6-0. Right behind them, if you want to call it second, if you will, Horizon and Grandview also at 4-0 and 2-0. The difference overall, they've lost one game at 5-1. Then comes Ralston Valley. Ralston Valley sitting at 3-1 and 5-1. If you recall, Ralston Valley just a few years ago was in the 4A conference, but growing very nicely, and now they're in the 5A conference and very competitive. Ball taken on the 15-yard line. Nice cutback and good field position here for the Panthers to take over. That was Todd Jones on the return. And it's all knotted up at 21. What a ball game. Glad to bring it to you, radioactive247sports.com. If you like progressive and hard rock music, go to just radioactive247.com. And we have a variety of different kinds of sounds that we think you will enjoy. First down, Panthers looking to answer back. A little over 7 minutes left. Jones on the spin move and basically tied up on the spin move. May have gotten a yard. He did. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9. But momentum now, you can feel it in the crowd, starting to switch towards the red and white of the Bulldogs. We'll see if the Panthers go back to the air like we saw earlier. In the third quarter, it was all Panthers on 2 scoring drives. Good runs by Jones and good passes. Play action. There's the pass open in the flat. Nice throw and catch. Going to get the first down. Just what the doctor ordered. More importantly, what really set that play up was the play action and the quarterback getting outside, which was Baza, going to his strong side and completing the pass going to Tadlock. You could see the defense froze just a moment because of the play action and the fake handoff to Jones. That left Tadlock open, the completion, and the first down. Ball sitting on the 46-yard line. Handoff to Jones. There's the move. Tied up, may have gotten a yard on the play. You can see the defense really looking for Jones, trying to go off tackle. Clock is moving. 6:07 left here in this ball game. 21 apiece in case you're just tuning in. If you want to summarize the game, 2 opening series by both teams, they scored, put 7 on the board. Then it was the effective running of Brighton in the first half to give them the lead, 14-7. And let's just be honest here, Boulder just did not have a good second quarter as far as the penalties were concerned. That really hurt them. So it would kill any kind of momentum. Then it was Boulder in the third quarter putting up 14 points. Handoff Jones, breaking tackles, gonna ramble forward. What an extra effort by Todd Jones, but loses the ball. Didn't keep both hands on the ball, and Brighton strips it. Wow. Jones looked like he had about a 15 to 18 yard carry, and literally Brighton just took it right out of his hands. It was carrying it a little bit loosely in his right arm. Brighton strips a potential scoring drive, and now Brighton with the opportunity with the ball sitting on the 29-yard line with 5:20 left in this ball game. If they play it the way they've been playing it, they could walk off with a victory. Handoff left side. Defense is right there. Nice tackle and play. That was a huge play by the Panthers. Wow. Just what the Panthers needed on that play. And it was Zane May coming in on the tackle. So how important are the big plays here? First it was Brighton stripping the ball on a very nice run by Todd Jones, and then it's May coming in with a good defensive play. Brings up 2nd and 14. Another defensive play, huge, and the loss on the play. And Boulder answers right back with 2 very good defensive plays and losses of yardage. Credit the defense for reading the run. But also keep in mind maybe a little bit of predictability on the offense of the Bulldogs. So that brings up 3rd down and 17, ball sitting on the 22-yard line. Play action, weak side, draws one in, throws it away. Probably a good idea. You don't want to throw it in a crowd, having to go up high on that pass. Did not want it to be picked off. Actually, that was a very good play by Jocko Vetta, because that would have been picked off if he'd have tried to thread the needle and potentially a score with the way Boulder can run the ball back. So it's going to be a punt here. Boulder sustains that drive, shuts the drive down. It's going to be Sullivan and Thompson back to receive. Very good opportunity, depending upon where the punt goes. And it looks like they're going to let it bounce. And it's down in the neighborhood of the 46-yard line of the Bulldogs. So a good opportunity here for the Panthers with 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in this ball game. If you're the Panthers right now, you want to put this one away. You want to answer, you want to score, and then come in and make some defensive plays and get out of here with a victory. And for the very reason that you've not played your best execution game here tonight. Timing a little bit off on the offensive line and on the defensive line as far as the number of penalties that they've had in this game. If they can come out of this with a victory, that's huge. Handoff, Fletcher gets pulled down. Nice play. Coming in on the tackle is Ian Helwick from his defensive end, 6'2", 205. Loss on the play of 1. That brings up 2nd and 11. Ball sitting on the 48-yard line. Nice play by the Bulldogs, answering right back. Clock is moving. 3:23 left here in the ball game. Anxious crowd here in Brighton. You can hear the feet stomping. Play action. Here comes the rush. Avoiding it, gets hammered, releases, throws it out of bounds. And that was another good defensive effort, putting pressure on the quarterback by Brighton. Huge play. So Baza really felt the heat, avoiding one tackle, and then as he's releasing, gets hammered by a second defender. Ball goes sailing out of bounds. That brings up 3rd down. So 2 huge series by both teams. One a strip by Brighton on Todd Jones, and then some good defensive plays on the sacks. Next pass is going to be too long, incomplete. That brings up 4th down. 3 minutes and 1 second left, and Boulder will have to punt. So a good defensive stand here by Brighton. Now we're seeing the defense is starting to really pick it up. Very interesting ball game here this evening. For Boulder, it's staying pace. For Brighton, it's for pride. Kick is going to go left. We'll see where the bounce is. Down at about the 28-yard line, while Brighton will begin with 2 minutes and 54 seconds left here in regulation. As we mentioned, some of the standings, Mountain Vista also at 2-0. Regis Jesuit at 2-0, 5-1. We already mentioned Ralston Valley. Then comes Fairview at 3-1, 5-1. Heritage at 3-1, 5-2. Fossil Ridge at 3-1, 4-2. Pomona at 3-1, 4-2. Mullen at 3-1 and 4-2. within the top 20. Boulder is in that ranking at 3-1. Spin move, there goes. You can see the face mask clearly from here. So this will go against Boulder. You could see his helmet literally being spun around. Flags immediately went flying. You can see Boulder already starting to back up on the play. This is going to move it 15 yards on the face mask. This is exactly what you don't want to have happen. You could see trying to just get him down. Not intentional. That's what you do when you want to stop a big run. And you grab pretty much whatever you can get. In this case, it happened to be a face mask. First down, ball sitting on the 47-yard line. First man through, gets a couple on the play. That'll bring up second. We're going to call it 7. So you got at least 3.5 on the play. Clock is moving. 2:22 left here in the ball game. I think we're starting to smell a little bit of overtime coming our way. This is not the first time that we've seen Boulder go into an overtime. We saw that a couple weeks ago against Prairie View, and they won that ball game. That was a huge game by Todd Jones. Nice keeper getting the first down. That was a huge play by Jacovetta. First man through on the play action. Jacovetta went left side over the left tackle. You could see the big gain. And now getting the first down, ball sitting on the 44-yard line. Still plenty of time for Brighton to win this. 21 apiece. Handoff. Defense is there. Nice spin move. Got back to almost the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard on the play. John Lyons. So they do call no gain on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. This is a huge series. Minute 31 left here in the ball game in regulation. Brighton High School, Bulldogs against the Panthers. Pass a little bit low. It looks like it's incomplete. It is. Trying to go to his receiver in Ryan Bowen. It was Ryan Bowen with the huge catch earlier, the over-the-shoulder catch that took it down to the 19-yard line, eventually a score by Brighton. Tied this ball game up at 21. Clearly feeling like football weather. This is the first night it really feels a little chill in the air. It feels very good. Man in motion for Brighton. Play action. Jacovetta, defender gets blocked tonight, so they're going to call a penalty. That's going to go against Brighton, clearly. You could see, I'm not sure if they're going to call a hold, but it's going to go against Brighton. Defender was racing in on Jacovetta. Defender, or the block, yep, there it is. They call the hold. So that good run is going to be negated. Minute and 11. It's going to push it back after the nice play earlier by Brighton. So this is going to get marched back on the hold. Ball now sitting on the 43-yard line. A minute and 11 left. So it's 3rd and we're going to call it 24 yards for the first down. Jacovetta's pass, nice throwing catch, broken up nicely. As soon as the receiver caught the ball, hit very hard by the defender for Boulder breaking that up. That was Jacob Fenton with the big hit, jarring it loose. So that makes it an incomplete pass. Right in and out of the hands, literally broken up by Fenton. Nice job. So the kicking team comes on. There's a minute and 1 second left to paint the picture here for you. Really, it's going to come down to a very good return here. Boulder can sneak out of here. If they can get into field goal range, can walk out of here with a field goal. Thompson and Sullivan back to receive. Going to be a fair catch. Taken at the 22-yard line. 55 seconds left here in regulation. So we'll see how they set the table here, if they go aggressive and try to score here or just play for overtime. We'll see how this plays out. Game of the week, Radioactive 24/7 Sports, bringing it to you. Good to have you along. We want to thank our sponsors, Crepes and Creams, Computer Concepts and Security, My Three Cupcakes, and Rick's Furniture. You can see looking passes. Boulder, it's going to be a little short. We'll see if it's incomplete. Had to throw that one a little bit low. Did not want to get that one picked off. You can understand. Baza just throwing it a little bit low. Did not want to get that picked off. Could be a pick six. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10. 49 seconds left regulation. You can see in the shotgun looking. There's the pump. Got a man open. No flags. You could see just hesitant a little bit on the pass pattern. And you could see both players going very competitively. There was no hold on either side. So it's incomplete. So that brings up 3rd down and 10, and one of the Boulder players is down. You can see him on his knees. We can't get a number there. There's 44 seconds left. They're going to look to him. So with 44 seconds left, it's all knotted up at 21. We'll take a timeout.
Make a statement with customized one-of-a-kind treats to make your next event or party special with My Three Cupcakes in Centennial. Nina Aguirre creates custom cakes, cookies, cupcakes, and specialty party sweets that will make your mouth water and will match your budget for almost any occasion. Make a statement with customized yummy treats for weddings, parties, graduations, and more. My Three Cupcakes. Call or email Nina at my3cupcakes@hotmail.com or 303-887-0979 or find her on Facebook.
Got a sluggish computer that just doesn't want to get out of bed in the morning? Computer Concepts and Security can diagnose, find a solution, and remove those nasty viruses that nag at your computer. Call Rich Harris, who has over 25 years of computer diagnostic, repair, and improve your computer performance while finding solutions to keep your computer safe from viruses and hackers. Call 970-388-3317, 970-388-3317, or find him on Facebook. Got a sluggish computer? Established in 1979, Rick's Furniture has been providing quality new and used furniture with no pushy salespeople. Customers travel from all over northern Colorado and Wyoming to Rick's Furniture, who offers top-of-the-line service, prices, and a variety of furniture. Call them today at 970-352-5560. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and close on Sundays. 970-352-5560. Rick's Furniture.
Make a statement with customized one-of-a-kind treats to make your next event or party special with My Three Cupcakes in Centennial. Nina Aguirre creates custom cakes, cookies, cupcakes, and specialty party sweets that will make your mouth water and will match your budget for almost any occasion. Make a statement with customized yummy treats for weddings, parties, graduations, and more. My Three Cupcakes. Call or email Nina at my3cupcakes@hotmail.com or 303-887-0979 or find her on Facebook.
Welcome back to Brighton High School, and just getting up is the Boulder player. We still can't see who that is. We'll try to get a number. It does look like Mickey Thompson from here. So Mickey Thompson being helped off the field. We don't see a stretcher, so it looks like, and he is able to walk. We don't see any limping, so we're not sure exactly, but you could see the trainers helping him off. So we have, to paint the picture, 44 seconds left. It is all tied up at 21 apiece. Boulder has the ball, and it's 3rd and 10, and the ball sitting on the 24-yard line. Handoff, no surprise, up the middle, looked like Fletcher. And there's a flag on the play. Or was that Todd Jones? It was Todd Jones. Now we can see the number. Todd Jones with another very good ball game. A huge burst we saw in the first half, 60-yard run. And actually had a very good run here just about 2 or 3 minutes ago. Had broken several tackles. Had run about 15 to 16 yards and a nice strip by Brighton to stop a very effective scoring drive. In fact, Boulder heading potentially for another score could have padded this up and walked out of here with a 28-21 victory. But it was just one of those very good plays by Brighton, stripping the ball, catching Jones, who had the ball unusually. This is unusual for Todd to have that as loose as he did, and they just took it away from him. Kind of like what we saw the other day with the Broncos. We saw that with Miller. You could, if you recall, towards the end of the ball game for the Broncos, just stripping the ball away from a runner, and that ended up helping the Broncos go on to a victory. Very similar to what we just saw here with Brighton. So there is a timeout. Both teams are talking it over with 38 seconds left. State standings very interesting. Everybody jockeying for position for playoffs. In the last 2 weeks, you see a lot of games that really count. It's a make or break time for those teams, say around 20 up to 32. That's where it really starts to matter for those teams with 2 and 3 losses, but also doing very well in their league. Keep in mind, overall, really has nothing to do with where they go as far as playoffs are concerned in their individual leagues. So everybody comes back, starting to set up for the play here. It's 4th down. You can see back to receive for Brighton is Sebastian Sikovic. Long setup, and come running in very quickly for Brighton is Dana Sullivan, setting up for the kick return. Going to let a nice kick sailing over the head of the Brighton receiver. Nice roll, and they let it roll all the way down to about the 16-17 yard line with 23 seconds left. And it looks like, unless there's a huge play here, we're going to go overtime. So this is one of those games, depending upon what side of the ball you are on, you are either very thrilled or you're very frustrated. That's really the way to describe this. If you're Brighton, you are very happy with what you're seeing here tonight. Moments of brilliance, very good running, good defensive plays. If you're Boulder, same thing. The difference is, really, if you think about it, it's been the penalties that have hurt. So they're going to kneel down, and they're going to wait for this, and they're going to go overtime and set this one up. So what we will do is we will take a short break. We'll take a 30-second break. In just a moment, we'll take a 30-second break, and what we will do is set the table here for you as far as the rest of the league, which should be very interesting. We'll give you some numbers and other important games that are going to be coming up this weekend around the state. So as we take a break here, as we're getting ready for overtime, it's all knotted up at 21 apiece. Here at Brighton, we'll take a timeout.
Got a sluggish computer that just doesn't want to get out of bed in the morning? Computer Concepts and Security can diagnose, find a solution, and remove those nasty viruses that nag at your computer. Call Rich Harris, who has over 25 years of computer diagnostic, repair, and improve your computer performance while finding solutions to keep your computer safe from viruses and hackers. Call 970-388-3317, 970-388-3317, or find him on Facebook. Established in 1979, Rick's Furniture has been providing quality new and used furniture with no pushy salespeople. Customers travel from all over northern Colorado and Wyoming to Rick's Furniture, who offers top-of-the-line service, prices, and a variety of furniture. Call them today at 970-352-5560. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and close on Sundays. 970-352-5560. Rick's Furniture.
Make a statement with customized one-of-a-kind treats to make your next event or party special with My 3 Cupcakes in Centennial. Nina Aguirre creates custom cakes, cookies, cupcakes, and specialty party sweets that will make your mouth water and will match your budget for almost any occasion. Make a statement with customized yummy treats for weddings, parties, graduations, and more. My 3 Cupcakes. Call or email Nina at my3cupcakes@hotmail.com or 303-887-0979 or find her on Facebook.
Welcome back to Brighton High School, and you can see at center field, if you will, or midfield, you can see they're setting up here and they're doing the coin toss to see exactly who's going to receive. You can see the score all knotted up at 21 apiece, and it has been really managing mistakes. That's really what we can say as far as our analysis is concerned, because really it's managing all those mistakes as far as holding calls, as far as illegal procedure, offsides, movement on lines, drop passes, and both teams have done a very good job to weather different storms and, more importantly, to execute when needed. For Brighton, it has been the defensive effort that really has kept them in this fourth quarter, stripping Todd Jones of potentially a big run and a big scoring drive, which really Boulder could have walked out with a 28-21 victory, because at that point, coming in from the third quarter, had a very effective third quarter on very good running by Todd Jones, sprinkled with some very good passing by Baza. So you can see now as they set up here, and it's going to be Boulder that gets the ball first in the overtime. But nonetheless, it's been a very exciting and a very fun ball game, because there's been some very good execution on both sides and some very good calls by both coaches in Sandoval and Simmons. So Boulder will set up to receive. They had the ball just coming into the overtime, winning the coin toss. This ought to be very interesting setup here. As we take a look at some other scores, Brighton beating Northeast Warriors 41-27. Rock Canyon losing to Mountain Vista. That was 28-24. Thunder Ridge beating Fruta Monument 21-12. It was Pomona over Bear Creek, and that was 35-7. Now, oddly enough, Boulder has allowed, or it's going to go to Brighton first. And whoever, this is where it gets really interesting as far as the way Chassa has set this up. Quarterback keeper, Jacovetta, going for a few, gets 2 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. They basically have 4 downs to try to score. If they don't score, then it'll be Boulder's turn to get the ball and try to answer back. If they do score a touchdown here, Boulder is allowed to go ahead and try to answer back. Interesting rules in overtime. So that brings up second and goal. Receivers split left and right. Trying to power it through. We'll see. Got at least a couple of yards on the play is Jacovetta. That's going to bring up third down and goal. So this is where it gets really interesting. They've gone all power play, trying to go up the middle. It was Jacovetta, the quarterback. Ball sitting on the 3-yard line. And this is where the defensive line and really the secondary needs to really shoot the gaps, because you know what's coming. There it is, Jacovetta spinning. Does he get in? He gets the score. So took the Stripes just a little bit of time to figure that one out. But scoring first in the overtime is Brighton, and Boulder will be allowed to answer. So they will set up for the extra point. It's now Brighton on top 27-21, looking to make it 28-21. Then it's Brighton's turn. So a good move by Brighton to go power all the way. They get the extra point, and now it's a 7-point lead is 28-21, and it'll be Boulder's turn to answer back. So we'll see what kind of defense is mustered up here by the Bulldogs, because they have come up with some very good plays here in the fourth quarter to keep themselves in this ball game. That big defensive line has really done a good job, as well as the secondary, to slow down. But if you think about it, all third quarter it was Todd Jones. So I would not be surprised if they go power against power, and most likely we will see Todd Jones get his hands on the ball. Don't forget, you have Max Baza, who can do play action. They've used very effectively the pass going to Tadlock. There's the handoff to Jones. Jones going to dance his way. Defense is there. And a nice tackle by Brighton, stopping Jones. So it's going to bring up second down. No gain on the play. So it's 2nd and 10. For the score, already scoring the touchdown is Brighton. You can see the team urging this could be a huge victory for Brighton if they prevent Boulder from scoring. Jones, the single running back in the backfield. There it is. Handoff to Jones. He's going to go right side. There's the cutback. Hammered down, gets down to about the 3-yard line. Nice play by Jones. That brings up third down. Now keep in mind, they got 2 cracks at it. He's got 2 more shots. Basically, not only Jones, or depending upon where Coach Simmons goes in this, they have 2 more cracks at trying to tie this up. If Boulder goes on to score and tie this up, then it's the first one who scores that wins. It can even be a field goal. Hand off to Jones. He's going to go left side. He's got it. Going to race for the corner. Touchdown. That was almost a gimme for Jones. You could see they bought the fake. It looked like he was going to cut in over the left tackle. Then just made the cut, went left side, and just outraced any defender, getting the touchdown in the corner. And just like that, it's Todd Jones that gets Boulder back into this, and it's a touchdown. You know, you look at extra points as not being critical, but this is a very important extra point. They lose this, they miss it, and the game's over. Here comes the rush, and the kick looks good, and it is good. So Boulder right away answers right back on some nice running by Todd Jones, and it's all knotted up at 28. We're just going to keep it right here and paint some more picture for you. Upcoming games this weekend, we're talking statewide. It's Smoky Hill against Hinckley, Horizon against Monarch, Valor Christian having another good season against Cherokee Trail. And if we look at some of the leaders, this is where it gets very interesting in the 5A conference, passing-wise. Very respectively, if you look at the league that both Boulder and Brighton are in, the leaders are up around 800-900 yards. Then you take a look at for the state and what's going on. And Thomas Crease has 1,873 yards coming into this weekend. That means there's this weekend and 2 more weekends to go. Could easily go over 2,500 yards passing. Dylan McCaffrey, no surprise there, 1,352. Judd Erickson with 1,348. Carson Avila with 1,206. And Tayden Blase with 1,142. On the rushing side, some very good performances. One of them on this field tonight, Hayden Bluebow with 1,270 yards. Taquan Baker with 1,074. And then it's Todd Jones, number 3 in the state, just behind Baker with 1,056 coming into tonight. He's had some big runs, easily in the neighborhood of 150, 160 yards tonight. So that clearly starts pushing him closer to the lead. Then it's Cade Verkler with 906 yards and Dylan Pace with 803 yards. So you can see as we are all tied up now, they're going to move it to the opposite side of the field to finish this one out. Receiving wise, it's Tommy Wakefield with 868 yards, Tim Pless with 596, Quinn Sharp 496 receiving, Eric Hommel with 484, and Nick Williams with 469. Total points, as we mentioned, the leader for the state in 5A is right on this field. That is Todd Jones, just scored again. He had 108, actually add 6 more. So now he has 114. Brandon Dickerson, 98. Marcus McElroy, 96. Cage Hargrove. And tied up quickly on the running play. Todd Jones gets hammered. Good defensive play by Brighton. Keep in mind, both teams have scored in the overtime. They both have put up 7, so that brings up second down, a loss of 1 on the play. It's nail-biting time, nervous time here in Brighton. So it's Jones, of course, lighting up in the backfield. Behind Baza. Baza looking. There's the pass. Is going to be caught. And it's a touchdown. Wow. Oh, my gosh. It almost looked like a back shoulder pass. The defender had a shot at it. I'm not sure if that was a misthrow or a back shoulder, but nonetheless, Boulder scores on the pass touchdown play by Baza. That was a huge play. Looking for the extra points. Plenty of leg. It's good. And just like that, it's Boulder on top, 35-28. Wow, fortunes of war, because it looked like Baza had really underthrew that. And you could see Brighton had a shot at picking that one off. The defender for Brighton just overrunning the coverage. You could see him reaching back, trying to knock it down or intercept it. So now it's Brighton. If they don't score here, the game is over. Handoff keeper. They've used that very effectively, got about 4 in the play. Jacovetta once again following his center and right guard. So that's going to bring up second. They call it officially a gain of 6, so it's now 2nd and 4 for the score. What a turn of events in this ball game. We've had drama in every department, literally. 2nd and 4. There's the keeper. There's the defensive play coming in from the right side. That was a huge play by Boulder. Wow, Gustafson coming in from the right side, preventing Jacovetta from any kind of a gain. So that brings up 3rd down and 3. That was a huge play. So keep in mind, Brighton also has 2 shots to get 3 yards to get the score and try to get closer to tying this up. 35-28 overtime. Both teams have scored. Boulder with the lead. Run left side. There's the defense trying to hold on. Do they score? They do. What? Broken tackle trying to get down the runner was Sullivan, just not able to pull and wrap up the tackle. So Brighton answers back. It's 35-34 and looking to tie this one up. What a game. Extra point. Is it blocked? It's blocked. And Boulder goes on to win the ball game. That was a huge defensive play. It looked like Sullivan was the one who just could not wrap up the tackle that allowed the score for Boulder. And it was Sullivan that came in and swatted the ball down to redeem himself and win the ball game for Boulder. What a huge game. So if you're Boulder, you basically just dodged a bullet. some very good execution. We're not downplaying what Boulder did or what Brighton did. It was one of those games where really anybody could have walked out with this. And when you don't play really at the level that you normally would play if you're Boulder, you got to feel very good, and you can see a very excited Panthers team as they shake this one and call it a night. So Boulder now will move on with 2 games left. They play one at home and one at away. And for Brighton, you got to feel good about what you did tonight. They had a very effective game both on the ground. They had very good defensive plays, stopping some very big scoring drives, and some very good passing plays and good running plays by quarterback Brady Jacoveda, who is the senior at 6'1", and what a way to go out in his final 3 games of the season. So we're pretty much going to wrap this one up. Final score in overtime, 35-34. For Dean Popejoy, for Warren Ray, for John Weeding, I'm Chris Allen, bidding you a pleasant good evening. Keep in mind, you can watch a rebroadcast of this as much as you like as soon as we load it up here on Radioactive247sports.com. You have yourself a pleasant good evening.